Conscendo Sodalitas. Reincarnation. The dissolution of a temporal concept. Greetings, beloved fratres and sorores of Conscendo. Everything that seems to exist outside the unity is but projection, natural expressions of the one consciousness in the infinite theater of Lila, where it experiences itself, multiplied into forms, densities, and dimensions that are nothing more than variations of the same one, breathing within itself. Within this scenario, birth, death, and reincarnation arise as concepts required for the maintenance of the dual plot. But such concepts belong to the character, not to the consciousness that observes. The consciousness we truly are is never born, never dies, and never travels from one body to another. It merely shifts the angle of its own perception. The human mind, still partially identified with form, interprets these shifts of focus as cycles of lives. Yet from the perspective of the Source, all dissolves into simultaneity. Past and future collapse into the now, and what we call a spiritual trajectory is but the apparent arrangement of a storyline already contained in its wholeness within the field of consciousness. Thus, no existential plane is higher or lower than another. The angel who sings hymns of light and the worm that crawls in the mud do not inhabit worlds separated by hierarchy, but by perceptual density. Both are solid and tangible within their respective contexts, and both are equally perfect expressions of the Source. The enlightened monk and the corrupt politician are not on different rungs of evolution. They simply enact different roles in the cosmic play. All this becomes evident when one recognizes that the character, with its name, biography, merits, and faults, is an ephemeral construct emerging within the boundless field of consciousness. It alters, transforms, and at some point ceases to be performed. When the play concludes, the observer simply assumes another character, with a new internal coherence and new illusory solidity, in a plane suitable for the next experience. This, however, is not reincarnation. It is a shift of focus of consciousness within its own spectrum of manifestations. This is why we insist on the importance of the now, not because it is a spiritual commandment, but because it is the only point at which consciousness recognizes itself as what it is, prior to body, mind, and character. Once the recognition of the now is illuminated, the question, do we reincarnate, loses its validity, for there is no separate someone who could travel between worlds. What exist are not incarnate and discarnate beings, terms inherited from a dualistic view of reality. There are only different degrees of perceptual density in which consciousness projects itself to experience its own possibilities. Each plane is a stage, each form a mask, each life a scene. None is higher or lower, all are essential to the fullness of the drama. Thus, what is called reincarnation does not describe a real movement of consciousness, but merely the manner in which the mind interprets the change of stage between two experiences. The consciousness that observes remains the same, still and eternal. Only the costumes change. And yet, for the character, the story seems real. It lives joys, pains, choices, responsibilities, all perfectly integrated into the script of the One. And even this is not imposed by an external force, but is the spontaneous expression of the creative intelligence of the Source unfolding through itself. When we understand this clearly, we perceive that nothing is born, nothing dies, nothing reincarnates, There is only the one consciousness, eternal, playing at being whatever it wishes in each now. A human body, an angel of light, a suffering beggar, a silent sage, an enigmatic extraterrestrial crossing the cosmos in its shimmering vessel. All equally worthy, equally perfect, equally empty of the same essence. And then, at last, we no longer ask whether we will reincarnate. We ask only, who is it that could reincarnate, if all that exists is the one consciousness, silent and unchanging, experiencing itself through infinite forms? In the recognition of this truth, the concept dissolves, and only the now remains. In the eternity of who was never born, with sincere vows of awakening, Conscendo Sodalitas.